Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you have been here before. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet already, and subscribe to the channel. And hit the bell button to get alerts every time I upload something new. It would make me very happy. And also hit the like button if you like the video. Also would make me very, very happy. Today's video is a little bit different. It's a get ready with me for this look that you see right now, but specifically it's a get ready with me with primers and setting sprays and setting powders and everything on this side of my face, but not on this side. So the first thing that you'll see is a get ready with me, but then after that I'll follow myself throughout the day. I'll do kind of after lunch and after kind of just the day passes. I'm starting it around 7:45 in the morning, and I'll follow it through until the evening just to kind of see how things wear. I'm not going to do any touching up during the day, including my lips. So this could be very interesting. So please keep watching, and thanks for stopping by. All right, so I have moisturized, and I'm going to go in first with the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. They have really good deals at, I think, both Ulta and Sephora. I'm really giving this a good shake. Some of these you want to shake, some of these you don't. This one you really do. You want to shake it until you almost can't hear there's any liquid in there anymore. There are good deals around the holidays where you can get like 2 for $30. And this is also the old packaging. I'm finding that with the new packaging, sometimes you can get the old packaging for less. So this is the side I'm going to be priming and setting and doing all that with, and this is the side that I'm just going to kind of let be. So I'm going to cover this with a piece of paper. And I usually go in, give it about 12 squirts before. Let this dry, I'll come right back. All right, now I'll go in with eye primer. This is the Tarte 360 Creaseless Situation. Again, only going in on this eye. And actually, while I'm letting this dry, I can do my other eye. Not dry, but just kind of dry down a little bit. So I'm just going to go very basic today. Basic for me, which maybe isn't everybody's basic. I'm going in with an e.l.f. Big Concealer Brush and Peach Smoothie from Makeup Geek. Swirling and tapping. Very interesting to see, because I use this stuff, all of these kind of priming and setting things every day as a rule, but I've never, and there have been days that I haven't done it, but I've obviously never done kind of half one, half the other. So I shouldn't see much of a difference yet. Maybe with the foundation, the primer that I'm using for my foundation is not necessarily long. I guess it is a little bit long lasting, but it's more about kind of pore filling. So I might see a difference with that. Okay, but I don't know how much of a difference I'll see kind of immediately. And now I'll go in with Paper Tiger from ColourPop and with a MAC 217 into my crease. And you know, I actually was thinking about keeping it simple, but the point of this is to see how things wear. And if it's too natural, it's not going to be as obvious. So I am going to get a color to use on my lid. I'll be right back. Okay, so the shading is done. I'll go in now with Fringe from ColourPop. It's a nice golden metallic color on my lid. Getting in with my finger. Just to give me something. And again, there's no color for this primer that I'm using, so the color should be the same. It's the wear that I'll see a little bit later that I'm most interested about. Then I'll go in with that large concealer brush again and just buff out some of the sparkle that is transferred. All right, I'm going to put some of my Pure Hydrogel Lift under my eyes before I do my eyeliner, just to give me some more emolliency. See how I'm trying to use different words other than moist? and moisture, trying to give myself more emolliency under my eyes. Now I'll go in line and I'll do it with Makeup Geek Immortal. And I'll use a Smith 202. This I expect. So the other thing too is that some of the products that I'm using are supposed to stick around for a long time. Some are not. So this liner is supposed to be kind of an all-day liner by itself. So I am curious to see how different one eye is versus another. There are a couple places that I'm really curious. I think of all places, I'm curious about my lips. And there is a lip primer. Curious about my under eyes, I think maybe most of all. This I expect, my liner I expect will be the same on both eyes. But yeah, I'm curious about the how my foundation breaks up. Curious about how the color that I'll put on my face will stay. So I'm not using an especially, well, I guess I am using kind of a long wear, but still, yeah, to see the difference between the side that has all of the priming and the setting versus the one that doesn't. That's actually pretty clean. I don't think I need to go in and clean that with anything. So the next thing for me would be color correcting under my eyes. And this is the Smashbox color correcting stick. And so I'm not using any kind of primer under my eyes aside from the spray. So I'm gonna lay down some color here. Then I'll do foundation and then I'll do actual concealer. And I'm going to blend this with a dampened beauty blender. Not beauty blender, beauty sponge. This is actually the Morphe one. I haven't been using beauty blenders in a while. I've been using, I like the Morphe and I like the Real Techniques a lot. Then I'll go in with face primer. This is the Milk Blur Stick, and there are some claims about it being something of a product that helps you retain your makeup better. What Sephora says is the Blur Stick minimizes the appearance of pores and fine lines on every skin tone. For an invisible smooth matte finish, use it as a primer for a smooth finish and to lock in your makeup. So I'm only going to use it on this side. All right, then I'll go in and I'll start on this side just to kind of let, it's not really drying down, it's pretty matte, it's not very emollient. Again, I'm enjoying using the word emollient instead of moist and all the different ways that that can be changed up. All right, so this is the Hourglass Vanish Foundation Stick in Ivory. And I did take the plunge and buy the brush. It's really nice. I've been kind of back and forth about whether or not I like using the kind of beauty sponges or makeup brushes. And Sephora has really good return policies, so I figured I could buy this and then return it. I am going to have my bangs down later, so I'm pulling everything back, but yeah, they have good return policies. But I'm kind of in love with it, so I don't think I'm gonna part with it. All right, and then the other side. So this is the side that has the primer on it. And I don't expect to see much of a difference now, except for kind of a little subtlety about pore filling, but I think that I'll see more of a difference later. Okay, this is what I think I am the most curious about, is my concealer. So I am going to use my Tarte Shape Tape in Light, which I still do need to investigate this. I feel like I am a little bit, this is a little bit too light for me. When it first came out, And with this, you really don't want to use very much or it does start to sink into fine lines. So I'm going back in with this beauty sponge. Yeah, when I first got this was when there were not that many colors. There were, I think there were like 3. Now there are a bunch more. And I need to, I think, probably go a little bit dark. This is what I am most curious about. So this is my RCMA no color powder. And I'm only going to go in under this eye. I'm not going to set this eye at all. So I'm going to bake this while I do everything else. And I'm not going to do anything to the other side. Wow. This is going to be interesting. I am going to use the Bravo well, it's a conditioning primer. I'm going to use it only on the one eyebrow. Because I do swear that this gives me more volume. So this, I don't think, is going to make a difference in terms of staying power. But now I'm curious about what it'll do in terms of volume. Because I do swear that it gives me more volume and more structure than not. Okay, Kevin Aquan, the sculpting powder in light. And I'll go in with this. And the contour area of my cheeks. And actually, since I have my bangs up, so I normally don't, when you see me again, they'll be down. But I might as well give myself this up here, just since I'm doing it. Okay. Then I will go in with blush, and this is kind of a long-wearing blush. This is the Balm Frat Boy. So it's not supposed to be as long-wearing as I think the Tarte Amazonian Clay. I'm using the Luxie blush brush, but it is, I think it is supposed to be long-wearing, and maybe it's another one. At any rate, it'll be interesting to see what this looks like. So apples of my cheeks. And I think I'll go in with bronzer when I'm all done, when I take off the bake. So I feel really light because I'm very, very pale. The Balm Mary Luminizer, and this is, the label is off now, but this is just a fan brush. This is a Morphe fan brush. So this is so just, that is a lot of shimmer. And also, since I have my bangs up, I'm just going to hit the tops of my brow. Okay, now I'll go in and actually do my brows. And this is my Anastasia Brow Wiz in dark brown. I'm going to speed you through this. All right, and then for my setting my brows, and not just setting it, but the 3D brow tones, which I normally use, is not really a setting kind of a thing. The Ready Set Brow is. So I'm going to go in with this just on this eye. Brow. Because putting it on my eye wouldn't make any sense. Then before I do my mascara and take off my bake and bronze and everything, I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Lip Insurance. Only on this side because I want to let it dry down a little bit. All right. And I do use a good balm every night. This is a bit drying. I definitely would not use this every day. But it's a nice resource to have on hand when you need your lipstick to hang out for a long time. And actually, I'll do my lashes off screen. You don't need to see me do my lashes. I'll be using Too Faced Better Than Sex, followed by Benefit Roller Lash. I'll be right back. Oh, and also the mascaras that I use are not waterproof. They're just regular mascaras. But I am using the setting spray. Okay, now I'll wipe off the bake. And I'll bronze with my beautiful Charlotte Tilbury Bronze and Glow. And this is the Real Techniques powder brush. Hitting kind of where the sun would hit me if I was in the sun. Hit down here too. Finishing powder. So it's getting a little warm around here, just a little bit. And I suspect that I'm going to start getting a little bit shiny. I'm kind of combination, but I can already see a little bit of shine. So I'm going to use my Rimmel, the matte powder, on one side of my face. On the one side of my face, just for comparison purposes. All right, and now lips. So I did the Too Faced Lip Insurance Primer. I'm going in with my Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat pencil in Kiss and Tell. Nice red everywhere. This is the Smashbox Always On Liquid Lipstick in Boz. So the Lily Singh, just really lovely color. And this will dry down matte. It's not going to be glossy all day. And then finally I'll go back in with my Benefit All Nighter setting spray, covering up half my face. And I do use more squirts than you're supposed to, but I always do. So this will be a test about kind of what my normal makeup situation is like. So it's about 8. It's about 7:45 right now in the morning. I'll check in a little while. I'll check in after lunch and we'll just see how things are progressing. So I'll see you soon. All right, it's a little bit after 2. I have eaten a chicken Caesar salad. So not like a burger, but it's a decent sized salad. I'm gonna zoom you in, we'll do a little comparison. Okay, so just to review, this is the side that has all the primer and the setting. This is the side that doesn't. I haven't retouched my lipstick either. I do feel like the lip primer is making a difference. Red is really hard. I'm not even gonna touch it. This is driving me crazy, that little bit that's kind of hanging out there, but I'm just gonna leave it alone all day. Don't really see, I guess I do see a little bit of creasing. Maybe a little bit on this side, but not much. I think what I see most of all is that this side feels more matte, looks more matte to me at least. This side seems shinier. But my eyeliner's still in place, my eyebrows are still in place. Yeah, so I will come back again in a few hours and check in with you. All right, it's about 8:30, so I've had this whole face on for about 13 and a half hours. No touching up at all during the day. I think you can see the most of it with my lips. Pretty shiny. I do think, and I'm going to zoom you in a little bit. All right, so I'm zoomed in now, and I do think this is the side that I put the primer and setting spray on and setting powder. This is the side that I didn't, and I do feel like my under eye on this side is a lot better than the one on this side. You can see more kind of fine lines and wrinkles on this side. So that was what I was thinking would happen, is that I would really see a significant difference between my under eyes. And I'm also very shiny, which makes me think that it's a combination of the blur stick, the Milk Blur Stick, and the Rimmel setting powder made a difference. I'll zoom out a little bit. My lips too, Again, this is the side that had the primer, this is the side that didn't. And I mean, this is a full day. It is a liquid lips, not stain, but a liquid lipstick. So you do expect it to adhere better, I think, to your face, or to your lips, to your face. I do think it made a difference. It's not as good on this side as it is on this, but it still held up pretty well. Kind of surprised that it held up as well as it did. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna continue using primers and setting sprays and setting powders and everything, just a part of my routine, but it was a good experiment to kind of look at things and see. I also do think that I have better, again, this is where the spray is and this is where it isn't. I do think that my eye color held up better, but not that much actually. Still, it's a habit. But thank you so much for watching. I know that there is a lot to do out here on YouTube and this was fun. Tell me what you do in terms of primer and setting powder and setting sprays and whatever. If you just kind of dive in, if you notice differences, like what kinds of tips and tricks you can share about priming and setting and whatnot. So yeah, thank you very much for stopping by and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Take care. Bye.